Hey friends, welcome back. Today, the thing that's been on my mind is the Ten Commandments. And there's something really interesting about the Ten Commandments where so many people understand them in the wrong way, right? At first glance, the Ten Commandments look like a set of rules, right? They say you cannot do this, you cannot do that, right? And okay, so you just do all those things. You don't do all of those things, right? You shall not this, you shall not that, you shall not this, you shall not that. And then you'll live a good life, you'll live a godly life, you'll get to heaven, blah blah, right? And that's how most people think about it. And that's fine, but there is a fatal flaw in that way of thinking, which I hope to reveal today. And that is thinking of the Ten Commandments as a meritorious system, saying that if I do this, then this will happen, kind of a deal with the Ten Commandments. If you say, if I don't cheat on my wife, if I don't steal things, if I don't murder, if I don't do all of those things, then I will be good enough, right? Because to what end do we do things, right? Like, to what end would we follow God's law? Well, probably to get into heaven, right? But there's this really great video called the Good-O-Meter that I really think you should go watch. And it talks about how no matter how good you are in your life, in your own strength, you are not enough. You're not good enough to get into heaven on your own, no matter what you do. You could be the most, philanthropy-driven guy in the world and do everything right, and you still wouldn't be good enough. And so, going back to the Ten Commandments there, what gets really dangerous is the mindset of, if I do this perfectly, then I'll be good enough, right? Like that one guy who says, who comes to Jesus and said, I followed all 10 commandments, now what do I do? And Jesus kind of humors him because nobody could not break all 10 commandments, because Jesus said that if you're married and you look at a woman lustfully, you've already committed adultery with her. For a split second, like the thought could just pass through your head. You've already broken, you're already not good enough. That is an impossible. If you've ever hated someone, you've murdered them. So it's not just don't murder people, it's don't even hate people. And what about when you're like 3 years old and you don't even understand that or something? You hate your mom for a day because she told you couldn't have candy. Now you're not getting into heaven. Like, it's just, in our own strength, there's no way that we can get in. So any kind of advice or any kind of religion or any kind of thing that says, do this to get into heaven, right? Like, other than accepting that you are a sinner, you can't do things on your own, accepting that Jesus died on the cross for you and that he's your Lord and Savior, that's going to get you into heaven. But anything else, it's like, I'm being a good person, I'm being a nice person, I'm loving this person, I'm giving my money away, like I'm doing all these things so that I can get into heaven? No. Nope, there's no merits there. And so I was listening to this podcast, and a really good perspective I heard on the Ten Commandments is that it is not a meritorious system of thou shalt not, but more of a reminder that we are created in God's image. We say that God is not a thief. You are created in his image, so don't steal things, right? God is not a murderer, right? And you're created in his image, so don't murder people, right? It's more of a reminder that we don't have to steal. We don't have to kill, we don't have to destroy to get through life. Like we don't that's not part of who we are, right? It's just a reminder that we're created in God's image and God doesn't do those things, so we don't have to do those things either. Right? And we have the power to not do those things. Not that we're going to be punished if we do those things, but that it's more of a call to arms in that you have the power to overcome this, right? And that you're created in God's image, so you don't have to be like this. And so yeah, it's not a meritorious system because there's nothing that we could do. And everybody on the planet has broken all 10 commandments. So yeah, why try? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that was my thought. It's not meritorious. Anyway, if you got something out of this video, or something, I don't know, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.